Also tonight's school board meeting, the Sioux City Community School Board voted not to accept the Junior Reserve Officers Training Course Program agreement as it's written. If the agreement can't be changed, however, the program will close. Right now, the agreement says there's a 2-instructor minimum and a 100-student minimum. The program has 2 instructors, but the program hasn't been able to maintain the student minimum since 2017. Right now, the program has 54 early registered students. The discussion also sparked a debate about the salaries of those 2 instructors and about fairness to other teachers in the district. The JROTC instructors work every other day and have duties around the campus, but don't work a full 7-period day. Still, they're paid the same salary as other teachers who do the same duties and have a full instructional day. The Air Force has stated there won't be any changes made to the agreement. School district officials will contact the Air Force one more time to see if any changes can be made.
They will adjust that MOU, modify it in a way that we can, I should say, that it's workable for both sides. Then a decision's been made.
School board member Dan Greenwell said this is an Air Force issue, not a district issue. The school board will revisit the memorandum if it changes.